What if I told you you're never actually in the present moment? Every sound you hear, every color you see, every word you read, it's already happened. Your brain isn't showing you reality as it is. It's showing you a delayed replay. And the most shocking part? Science has proven this. You're always 80 milliseconds behind the actual world. But here's the twist. This delay isn't a bug in your brain. It's actually a brilliant feature. Stay with me as we uncover why your brain deliberately hides the truth from you. In 2006, neuroscientist Benjamin Libet and researchers at UC Berkeley conducted a groundbreaking experiment. They used ultra-precise neural sensors to track when events happen in the real world versus when your brain actually processes them. The result? A consistent 80 millisecond delay. Now you might think, 80 milliseconds? That's nothing. But in the world of neuroscience, that's everything. Here's what's actually happening. When light enters your eye, it doesn't instantly create an image in your brain. When sound waves enter your ear, they don't immediately become sound in your consciousness. Instead, your brain collects all this raw information, waits about 80 milliseconds, and then, only then, does it construct the experience of now. Think of it like this. Imagine you're watching a sports event on live TV. The camera captures the moment. It's sent through cables, processed by computers, and then broadcast to your screen. By the time you see it, it already happened. Your brain works exactly the same way, except you don't realize it. The crazy part? Your brain has figured out how to trick you into thinking you're experiencing the present, when really, you're always watching a delayed broadcast of reality. Scientists call this phenomenon the temporal binding problem. And it's the reason your brain needs that 80 millisecond buffer. Here's the challenge your brain faces. Information arrives at different speeds. Light travels faster than sound. Touch signals travel at different speeds than visual signals. If your brain tried to process everything instantly without synchronization, you'd experience complete chaos. For example, when you snap your fingers, you see the motion and hear the sound at the exact same moment, right? They feel perfectly synchronized, but they're not. The sound actually reaches your ears milliseconds after you see the finger snap. Your brain knows this, so what does it do? It deliberately delays your conscious awareness of the visual information just enough to match the arrival time of the sound. It's like a skilled conductor synchronizing an orchestra, making sure all the instruments hit their notes at the perfect time, even though they're physically separated. This is called neural synchronization, and it's happening in your brain right now as you listen to these words. The moment your brain receives the audio of my voice, it doesn't immediately show it to your consciousness. It waits. It checks for matching visual cues. Maybe you're reading subtitles. Maybe you're watching my face. Once everything is synchronized, only then does your conscious mind experience the moment. In essence, your brain is constantly rewriting the timeline, editing reality on the fly, to create a seamless experience. You're not a passive observer of reality. You're watching a live edited movie that your brain is producing milliseconds behind the actual world. This raises a crucial question. Why would evolution create such a system? Why would your brain deliberately hide the present moment from you? The answer is survival and efficiency. In the wild, primitive humans didn't need to experience the exact present moment. They needed to predict the near future. If a predator was running toward you, your brain didn't need to see where it was right now. It needed to predict where it would be in the next 80 milliseconds so you could react in time. Your brain developed this 80 millisecond buffer zone because it's the sweet spot between accuracy and prediction. It's long enough to synchronize all your sensory data, but short enough that you can still react to threats and opportunities in real time. Neuroscientist David Eagleman from Stanford discovered this through studies on high-speed athletes. Professional baseball players don't actually react to what they see, they predict. By the time visual information reaches your conscious awareness and you decide to swing, the pitch has already changed trajectory. Elite athletes succeed because their brains have learned to predict reality rather than react to it. This same principle applies to your everyday life. When you drive a car, catch a ball, or have a conversation, you're not responding to what's happening now. You're responding to what your brain predicts will happen next. Your conscious mind is essentially a prediction engine, and that 80-millisecond delay is the fuel that makes it run. Now here's where things get genuinely unsettling. If your brain edits time, what is real? The present moment, the one we all chase in meditation, mindfulness, and everyday life, might not actually exist in the way we think it does. Your experience of now is not happening now. It's a construction, a memory that hasn't even been stored yet. Every decision you think you're making right now, you're making it 80 milliseconds too late. Every emotion you're feeling, it's a delayed response to something that already happened. Every memory you're remembering, it's a memory of reality, not reality itself. This does not mean free will doesn't exist. It just means the illusion of free will is more sophisticated than we thought. You're not conscious of your decisions being made. You're conscious of them already having been made. Albert Einstein once said, "The only reason for time is so that everything doesn't happen at once." Maybe he was right. But there's another layer to this truth. The only reason for your brain's perception of time is so that everything can make sense. Your brain isn't trying to show you reality. It's trying to show you a version of reality that's predictable, consistent, and survivable. In that sense, we're all living in a carefully constructed illusion, one that our brains have been perfecting for millions of years. But wait, there's more. If your brain can delay reality and create synchronization between different sensory inputs, then the line between perception and imagination becomes blurry. Studies on lucid dreaming and imagination show that when you imagine an action, like imagining yourself throwing a ball, the exact same neural pathways light up as when you actually throw the ball. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a real action and an imagined one. Both are processed using the same mechanisms. This means the difference between what you imagine and what you perceive is smaller than you think. Both are constructions. Both are edited by your brain. Both are delayed replays of neural activity. Even more disturbing, recent research suggests that your brain doesn't just delay reality. It actively constructs reality based on your predictions and expectations. This is called predictive coding. Your brain generates a prediction of what it expects to perceive, and then it only pays attention to the things that don't match the prediction. The things that do match, your brain essentially ignores them and creates the experience for you. In other words, you're not seeing the world as it is. You're seeing the world as your brain expects it to be. The implications are staggering. Most of what you experience isn't real sensory data. It's your brain's hallucination. A hallucination so perfect that it matches reality precisely enough to keep you alive and functioning. You're living in a delayed simulation, one that your mind generates moment by moment. And here's the terrifying part. You have no way of knowing where reality ends and your brain's construction begins. So the next time you blink, remember this. You're not seeing the world as it is. You're seeing the world as it was, filtered through 80 milliseconds of neural processing, synchronized by your brain, and reconstructed by your predictions. You're never actually in the present moment. But that's not a flaw. That's exactly how your brain was designed to survive in a dangerous world. The real question isn't who's actually living in the present. The real question is, how many versions of reality is your brain creating right now, and which one are you actually experiencing? And that is the ultimate paradox of consciousness. Thank you for watching Mindburst. If this blew your mind, hit that subscribe button because we dive deeper into consciousness, neuroscience, and the hidden nature of reality every week. See you in the next video.